And this is more consistent with what we call a ram's horn toenail, because it looks like a ram's horn. Slow and steady. Hey everybody, it's Dr. Nicole Freels. I have a really great nail trim for you. Some of the nails I really want you to focus on have a lot of skin built up underneath. That's why I wanted to film it, to show you at home kind of some things that you can do to eliminate pain and bleeding. And because it gets scary, you know, when you have poor circulation, you're really at high risk. If you do nip some of the skin, that you could cause bleeding that could lead to an infection. And then I've even seen people suffer from amputations because of nail trims at home. So follow along. I'll show you some good tips and tricks that you can do, make your life easier. One thing I do want to discuss, you might want to turn the light on, is if you're someone's trimming your nails at home, make it easy. You know, get in a recliner. In fact, my first patients I ever trimmed were my parents, were my husband's friend's parents, something like that. I didn't have an office. I went to their house and they were propped up in a recliner. And so I sat on a little stool on the floor, and it really kind of saves, you know, the back from the person that's trimming. And it also makes it very comfortable for you. We get a bird's eye view here. So we're gonna start right over here. Now, because they're a little long, you might get a little pinch, but you just let me know. The big thing is you'll hear me. Oh, we're gonna have to get some nippers that don't squeak. I know that'll drive you guys crazy. Here we go. And the way I always discuss it is just take your time. You know, you'll see me kind of do multiple little bites because I wanna make sure I'm not getting any skin, and you'll get feedback. I mean, you know when you hit the skin. Now, however, if you're a diabetic or somebody that has neuropathy, you may not know that you've got skin. So that's always really scary to think about. So get all these little spots here. So it's nice to kind of soaked your feet for about, I don't know, 20 minutes or so before we got started. Now look at this guy. I want you to take a look at this toe. And Caitlin, take a picture of this. It's almost like the toenail has done this. Yeah. It's kind of came together at the bottom, if you can see that really well. Okay, so let's go ahead and, in fact, if you look under here, this is pretty neat. You can see how it curves this way, and you can see right underneath of it. So all of this can come off. We can get quite a bit of this nail. And this is more consistent with what we call a ram's horn toenail, because it looks like a ram's horn. Again, slow and steady. Making sure we don't get any in our mouth or our eyes. Everyone's always like, why don't you wear goggles? Well, I don't have to because I just cover it with my finger. Now, sometimes when I have to use both hands, absolutely. It's every man for himself. Caitlin, I believe you've gotten hit a time or two. Had some just ricochet off the ceiling. You doing okay up there? I'm not hurting you.
Yeah, no.
Not hurting you? Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're wondering why I'm trimming the nails with this technique, please refer to the video describing why. Okay, relax that foot for me just a little bit. There we go. Thank you. And I really just kind of let the nippers guide where I'm trimming, because you know, these nails, when the fungus gets involved, they'll grow whichever way they want. I'm gonna move this just a little bit. Perfect, so I can see it. And so just follow however the nail is wanting to be shaped. Of course, we don't want to get into the quick of anything, but I don't want this overhanging ledge, which promotes fungal growth underneath. So you can even see here, I can still see underneath it. Okay. And we'll smooth all these rough edges down. Relax that toe as much as you can. I know it's hard because I'm torturing you. There we go. I'm gonna move this in just a little bit here. You can pick up your legs, perfect. Caitlin will pop over here. Okay, go ahead and get started over here. Doing great. Were your shoes becoming uncomfortable because of the length, or did you notice it?
My sock, when I put my socks on this foot right here, it was. Because the big one's sticking up.
Yeah, that little guy there. Let's see, what's the best way to grab a hold of him? Okay, same thing, little ram's horn over here. I think you've got about 4 of them here. 1, 2, 3. Wait, that's almost, it's headed that way. And then the 4th one over there. You might win for the most ram's horns ever. You can see just kind of gently getting in there. And make sure you soak the feet for about 30 minutes if you're at home doing this. And you can order instruments. We're actually, with our Mod Pod line, we're going to be offering instrument packages here in the next month. We'll put a link in the video here, so if you need some things at home, you can.
I got a pair of those at home.
I don't trust you. You're fine. Do you have anyone at home to help you?
Yes, yeah, my wife usually does. But she's kind of scared to cut them.
Yeah, and that's really common. Okay, let's head over here. Come on your way, Caitlin. Okay, this one, I gotta find an opening. You know, it's almost like shucking oysters. If you've ever shucked oysters, you gotta find that one, the muscle where it attaches, and then once you get that, the whole thing releases. I used to work at Regatta Seafood. Oh my gosh. During lunch, we had to shuck our own oysters sometimes, and let me tell you, I know I'm in your way. I'm trying to get you guys a good shot, but here we go. It's gonna pop off. Come on. There we go. Here's the release. So you can see all that skin and then the buildup underneath. It'll be great, guys. I know you're listening to the music. Just heads up, when we're doing filming upstairs, we have volume controls on the speakers. All for you and all of your comments about the music. Okay, we're down to 1. Just relax that toe. Okay. And then we'll grab a hold, I'll Dremel, and then we'll grab a hold of those calluses. Doing good. You haven't kicked me yet. Whoop. Sorry, Caitlin.
Got my hand.
Did it?
Yeah.
Relax your toe for me so I can see.
So with everybody watching, if the camera moved, I gotta hit the toenail.
It's part of the job. She's signed a disclaimer. She knows. Yeah. And I did order some double action nail nippers, special just for me, to help with the weakness in my wrists and hands. You're holding that toe so tight. Thank you. There we go. Let's get the Dremel. Almost. Okay, time for the power tools. Got a couple different attachments. We'll start over here, Caitlin, and then we'll move. Go ahead and spray this down. This is our Kentucky version of the water Dremel. You can just have another assistant just to spray for us. And it's funny is every time, so these are filmed on my phone, right? So every time, right before I'm walking out of here, I'm like wiping the phone down. And when I go to pick it up and talk on at home, I'm always like, oh, that toenail dust. I really hope I got it all.
I was very concerned with you breathing in the toenail dust.
I know. You know what? I can see why. But it's one of those things. It's part of the job. Podiatry was ranked one of the dirtiest jobs. So we don't really pay attention to that stuff. It doesn't bother us. But I had lunch with my partner, Dr. Carter here. And we were with my husband, and he was like, I don't know how you guys talk about that stuff while you're eating. And she said, I could literally be trimming toenails and have lunch right now. It doesn't faze us, but.
Yeah, I got a dirty job too.
You do?
Yeah.
What's
I work in the sewer department.
Whoa, okay, see? Then you win. You take the cake.
Yeah.
I don't know if I even want to know what you do with the sewer department.
I'm actually TV and factory supervisor. I clean and TV the sewer lines.
Oh my gosh. Well, see, there you go. That makes this look like nothing.
Yeah. Worst thing I ever seen in the sewer line TV in it was in somebody's house line. There's a rat down the home.
Oh my gosh.
He attacked the camera.
He what?
He attacked the camera when we went done.
Oh, so it was a live rat
Yeah.
stuck in a sewer line.
No, he crawled up it.
Oh my God. You're right. See, this is nothing. Little nail dust. I'm gonna get the little smaller instruments in that too. Pop over here.
My wife just had her toes clipped and done and stuff.
Oh yeah?
Over on Regency Road at
Little pedicurist.
no, he was a podiatrist over there because she's got sugar real bad. And he messed her toe up. She has pain with it now.
Oh no.
Toenail, yeah, I think he cut one of them too short. And he took the other one off.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Is she getting good treatment and care now?
It looks worse. It looks the same as it was now.
Well, if you need us to take a look, you bring her in.
Yeah.
There we go. Clean up aisle 4. We'll get everything cleaned up, and then I'll get those smaller instruments in those corners and dig out all the gunk. It's just so much buildup, it just layers and layers, and it is really challenging, for someone at home to trim them, and you're just, and I can understand if he's scared to do it. Wax that toe for me. Okay, let's switch out our pieces. Actually, let me wipe everything down. Then we will get the smaller instruments to do more like the detailed work. Get in there real good. How they feeling so far?
I'm good.
You're good.
Yeah.
See, all your hard work in the sewer sector. Least we can do is make sure your feet are comfy. And then we'll get you lotioned up. Yeah, and where it gets wet and kind of like that dust gets just matted in there. If you think about it, it's like flour. When you get flour wet, it, you know, gets all clumpy. Well, nail dust is the same way. Nice and clean in between these toes. We don't want any nail dust or pieces of nail hanging around. All right, let's get those smaller instruments and do some detail work. So let's kind of maybe come over here in these corners. And then I think, yeah, these look good. There's hardly anything left. Got a little edge right there I need to get. Get the Dremel on that. In fact, let me just start with this little guy here. Let it do all the hard work. I love this little piece here. Be real careful when using Dremels at home. I know it's kind of like, oh, that's super easy. And I'm not saying it's really hard, I'm really not, but you know, I got burned with a Dremel when I was getting a manicure about 20 years ago, and I never went back because it hurt so bad. I mean, it can take some of these grits on these Dremel heads. It's you need to nail, like fingernail, toenail Dremels, because the ones that have that deep grit, boy, they can take a layer off of your skin in no time. The edges is really where the stuff likes to live and hang out. Caitlin, if you have any questions that I need to answer, if you don't like any of the directing, then make sure you contact Caitlin at
Hey, not all of them I do, I'm just saying.
I know. I've actually got a new scribe now. Caitlin's moving different places in the office. Okay, let's get cleaned up one final time, and then we will get you going here. Just those calluses. It's almost like you could pick this stuff all day, you know? I know people love digging this stuff out. But you don't want to go too aggressive. Ooh, another. Yeah, those look good. Don't worry about that. A lot of times pedicurists, they take those instruments and they really push back the cuticle. And unfortunately what that does is it breaks the sterile barrier of the nail, and it can introduce bacteria or fungus. And I'm not saying there's not really good ones out there, but some of them can just be way too aggressive. Okay, let's trim your calluses, lotion you up, and let you get on your way. Here, okay. It's good because it's nice and soft. And no, I don't use a blade handle because it's more time consuming now. If I need leverage and it's a big, thick, really hard callus, then absolutely, but most of the time I just use this. Thank you, Dr. Ellaby, saving minutes off my day and hours off my life. I'm switching the blade handles out. Now this is a good one. Here we go. I hope you're going home and gonna relax your feet and enjoy.
Yeah, I'm on vacation to Tuesday.
Oh, nice. A lot of people are coming in with the holiday.
Yeah. We have to you have to burn some time or you lose it. So
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
working for the government, they take everything from you.
You heard that, folks. Any comments on that? Yeah, I worked at the VA as a resident a couple years before I moved on to Atlanta, and the restrictions, it just kind of, I remember we wanted nail nippers, like a simple little instrument. Now, granted, it's a $180 instrument, but it took us 6 months to get a pair.
I work for the local government, so.
Okay. And then I'll grab some of our Nourish lotion. There you are. Put some of that on. We'll let that probably sit in here and soak for just a second. I need to have them come in and just dry this floor. I want to make sure no one slips.
All right.
And let that absorb in. It's got some peppermint in here. Kind of give you a nice little tingly feeling. And then also anti-inflammatory. I always put a little extra on even at home, because what I'll do if I'm at home, I'll put my sock on, and sometimes you can even do some saran wrap and then put your sock and go to bed. It really absorbs into, you know, dry skin, especially during the winter months. Okay. All right, well, you're all done. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, as always, comment below. Subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, all that stuff. I'll see you next time.